What's up, nerds? So I finally watched episode 11 of Doom Patrol season 4, and this is the penultimate episode. And next week is the series finale. And I have to tell you right now, this episode, I actually liked it. This, I feel like, went back to its form of, the emotional drama within each character. And also, feel like it was not bad like the last couple episodes. I don't know what they did with these last couple episodes, but they were just not good. I haven't liked this part 2 at all. So I mean, hopefully the series finale is awesome. But I'm not gonna hold out hope because this second part has just been really terrible in my opinion, and really not as good as it's been in the past. So let me get into this breakdown and I'll share my thoughts as we go along and then more at the end. All right, here we go. In the time stream, GEEK manages to detect 3 time portals leading to different longevity skin tags. So I like this whole time portal thing. It was super fun. I did like how Vic created that little metal bubble and everything. That was great. And then I did like how GEEK had went out and just found some portals. Team splits up and enters each portal while Vic stays behind to re-summon them when needed. I like how Vic was all like, get some momentum when you push off or whatnot. I thought that was pretty fun. And I liked how he stayed back to kind of be the anchor. That was really good. I've always thought like it would be like, why is Cyborg here in this group? But I feel like he's the really grounded character in terms of like the rest are all weird and have these weird kind of powers, and his are all like tech based and everything. And it's a little different than the rest of the Doom Patrol. Laura enters the ant farm in 1949, where she attempts to steal Coulter's necklace, but encounters her younger self. After getting caught, Laura attempts to convince 1949 Laura to give up her work at the Bureau, but fails. Laura beats up her younger self relentlessly until Vic recalls her. So they brought back Coulter this episode, Niles Coulter for this episode, which I think is good. I know that Timothy Dalton wasn't feeling this show anymore, so he just bailed and everything, but it was really good to see him back. Now, as far as Laura goes, her whole story here with in terms of her old self and like her growth and the fact that the Doom Patrol has made her, a better person and they're her friends. I really liked that a lot. I thought it was great in terms of the fact you could see where she's talking to herself of who she was and who she's become. And I thought that was really good. I also liked it how when she morphed from the rat to herself, she was all like, the old her didn't believe her, and she's all like, just because you transferred as me doesn't mean I'm gonna fall for it. I invented that move. And then she's all like, yeah, of course you have. You and I have not trusted anybody since we were 14, when our parents led the crowd to push us out of town when we revealed our powers. And then the old Laura got that look on her face and she's like, I'm sorry, but I had to do it. And I'm like, yeah, you had to do it. And then I love how she was like, I'm a good person. She's like, no, you're not. And she was like beating her up. And then she like kept stamping her with that stamp that she would stamp the people with. And I thought that was really like poetic and really, really good. Jane and Larry enter the Doom Manor in 1996, where the former encounters Calder and receives counsel from him. After revealing that the other personas were gone, Jane is convinced by Calder to admit the truth that she and the other personas were born after Kay was raped by her father. Upon acknowledging her trauma, Jane is reunited with the other personas as they all ride Driver 8's train out of the underground and to the location that Kay was building as they see kaleidoscope images outside the windows of Driver 8's train. Again, I liked seeing Jane interact with Niles. I thought that was really good. When it comes to Jane, I think that it was good because, as a child, she had some hardcore trauma. And I think Calder realized that she had the potential to do that, but she didn't realize it in herself. And I thought that it was really like a breakthrough moment for her, as they say in therapy. And I'm not really happy that the underground was gone. I liked the underground because I liked going down there. I liked seeing the other personas. I like that whole interaction with the underground. I wish we would have brought back some of the other personas that had died in the last season or second season. I can't remember off the top of my head, but still, I'm fine with this kaleidoscope character. I think that it's still pretty cool. I just and I'm curious to see how that flows from now on. But it was pretty cool to see that whole thing with Jane go down. I really liked that. I really liked that whole moment. It was really fun. Larry encounters the negative spirit who controls 1996 Larry's body to talk to him and Keeg. The spirit assures Larry that he and Keeg would be fine in the future before he is recalled. Larry, I like Larry as a character, but I've kind of grown away from him pretty much since season one, or well, after season one. But I do like that he was all like, "You've given me another chance to be a dad." I really liked that. As you may know, I am a father. Being a dad is like the best thing ever. I really love it. I love hanging out with my kids. I love all that shit. So I did like Larry being all like, "You've given me a chance to be a dad again," and I really like that with the negative spirit and everything. And it will be interesting to see how that plays out in the last episode. Cliff visits Paraguay in 1948 and finds Calder and Kipling in a bar. They briefly fight Nazi soldiers sent to kill Calder, but Cliff accidentally breaks Calder's spine on the counter, causing his legs to be paralyzed. Ridden with guilt, as well as Kipling stating that Calder will die if the necklace is taken, Cliff decides to not take his necklace. I have to admit, this was my least favorite out of all of the Doom Patrol characters that went off to meet with Niles in the past and stuff. But I did like him being like, I did like it that he was like, "No, I can't be the one that breaks your spine," kind of thing. And it was interesting to see that's how it happened. I also like seeing Kipling again. I like that character. He's funny. But I mean, he's an AliExpress version of Constantine, and I understand why they used him in the show instead of Constantine. Apparently, they wanted to use Constantine, but they couldn't legally. But it's fine. I still like Kipling, and I love the actor that plays him because he's from Supernatural and everything. But this part was okay. It was just my least favorite one out of all of them. Yeah. In the time stream, Vic sends a distress signal which reaches Derek in the future, who helps him locate a time portal to return to the present day with help from his students and future Vic. I have to be honest, I don't like the Derek character, but this part was fine for me, how he reached out, got Derek, but I just liked how this was, he was able, again, the anchor, and then he sent him out, and then he was able to bring him back home. You know what I'm saying? After the group reunites, Jane is a combined persona called Kaleidoscope and does a pep talk as they collectively agree to return to fight Isabel and the Werebutt Horde. And Jane gives the pep talk. I wish they had gotten the longevity back from them. I don't want these characters to die. I'm afraid they will die at the last episode, which will be a bummer. Personally, I think so. I mean, I understand that this show isn't here to make you feel good or whatnot, but it's to be more real, in an emotional sense. But at the same time, I mean, good things could happen to these characters. I mean, why can't they have their happy ending? I mean, it can't all be bad, right? I'm just saying. But I am excited to see what they do in this, because of this episode, what they do in the series finale. I think that this was a good episode. Like I said, I like seeing Dalton again. I think that Niles Calder, I think it was a bummer that character didn't continue in the show, and that he didn't want to continue because, I mean, he saw the writing on the wall, that the show wasn't that great. I think he left after season 2. Like, he was in the first season. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember them eating him when they were zombies or whatnot. But still, I just I liked seeing Niles Calder. I felt like the show really was not good after he left. I mean, season 3 was, I have to be honest, it was probably my least favorite season. Well, part 2 of season 4 is probably my least favorite, but season 3 was with the what were they called, the team of bad guys, but they weren't really bad guys. And I personally would have preferred that season have been better. But anyways, so yeah, I liked this episode. I thought the acting was great. I thought the characters were great. What happened to them emotionally and all that stuff. And Yeah, this show, I feel like this has finally gotten back to form, but it's a little too late because we only have one episode left, and then this show is completely done. But again, I liked this episode. So tell me what you guys thought about this episode. It was a bummer not to see Rita, though. I love Rita, and she wasn't even in this episode, but whatever. All right, tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? How do you feel about this being the penultimate episode? Are you like me and you felt like this was them getting back to form of the way Doom Patrol is? Or did you still think it sucked and this part 2 of season 4 is crappy and you're glad it's still ending? But tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week on my Doom Patrol breakdown review. You guys have a good day. Bye.